Okay, class, we're going to do some problems now, math skills with mechanical advantage. This will also be on your test. I'll tell you more about that after the video, so don't ask right now. All right, mechanical advantage. Read each sample problem, solution, work out the practice problems on a separate piece of paper. Don't put your answers in the spaces provided. Okay, just do them on your notebook paper, and we'll turn that in for a grade. All right, a wheelbarrow has a mechanical advantage of 2.2. The output distance extends from the load center of mass to the wheel, and the input distance is from the handles to the wheel. Okay, for an output distance of 0.45 meters, what is the input distance? All right, and then they've got their givens. Mechanical advantage equals 2.2, output distance equals 0.45, and input distance equals m. Right. Now, I'm going to let you abbreviate these so you don't have to write these out every time. You can write MA equals 2.2. You can write OD, output distance, equals 0.45 meters. And input distance equals question mark. Okay, you can write that instead of having to write out these words. All right, you'll also notice the mechanical advantage does not have a unit because this unit and this unit end up canceling out. All right, if you look at the formula down here, mechanical advantage equals input distance divided by output distance. So you're going to have meters divided by meters, and that's going to make no units over here. All right, the meters will cancel out. The mechanical advantage does not have a unit. Okay, so you guys can look through that practice problem. All right, it's worked out there for you. Let's go to number one right here. All right, it applies to the problem up here. If an input force of 202 newtons is applied to the handles of the wheelbarrow in the sample problem, is the output force that just lifts the load. Okay, so we know our input force, so let's write down 1, and I'll show you the clipboard here in a second. And I'm going to write given, and I started doing this in pen, which is really dangerous. I'm going to switch to pencil. All right, given input force equals 202 newtons, and let's see, the mechanical advantage of the wheelbarrow is given to us. Up above, it's 2.2. So I'm going to write MA equals 2.2, no unit. And we're trying to find the output force. And we're going to write equals question mark. Okay, so here's the clipboard. This is what we have so far. Right, and up on top, I wrote this, and I would recommend writing this on your paper. Mechanical advantage equals input distance divided by output distance equals output force divided by input force. Okay, you need to remember, think about a lever, right? The longer your input lever, the shorter your output lever, the more mechanical advantage you have. It's the opposite though. The output force divided by the input force is your mechanical advantage, right? The length of the lever lets you do less input force and get more output force. Okay, you can even look at it as like this. You cover up the mechanical advantage. Input distance divided by output distance equals output force divided by input force. All right, so our givens, our input force is 202 newtons, and the mechanical advantage from that problem is 2.2. So let's find the output force. Okay, we're going to need this part, right? MA equals OF over IF. So let's write that down. MA equals OF divided by IF. All right, hopefully you can see that. I'll zoom in a little more. Okay, so mechanical advantage. Well, we need to rearrange this, so let's rearrange it. Okay, I'm going to multiply this over here, and I'll get IF times MA equals OF. All right, and now, since we've got what we're trying to find all by itself on this side of the equation, or the equal sign, all right, since it's isolated, we can go ahead and solve for it. We just plug in our values. We do 202 newtons times 2.2, remember there's no unit on that, equals OF. Now there's this unit times no unit makes newtons, right? A newton times nothing makes a newton, or 1 essentially. So let's see, I need a calculator. All right, 444, and we'll go ahead and do the 0.4 newtons equals the output force. Okay, draw a box around it, and then we're going to leave a space. We'll just leave this line right here. We'll come down and do the next one, which I think is going to be number 3. Okay, on the second page, there's another really good example problem. It's all worked out. Right, you can see mechanical advantage equals output force divided by input force. They rearrange this to get input force times mechanical advantage equals output force divided by input force times input force. These cancel. And so input force times mechanical advantage equals output force. All right, and again, I told you can just write this if you want as IF times MA equals OF. Okay, now these practice problems are a little mixed up as we go through. All right, we're going to do number 3. An axe used to split wood is driven into a piece of wood a distance of 3.0 centimeters. If the mechanical advantage of the axe is 0.85, how far is the wood split? Okay, so let's look at what we need to know for this problem, right? The mechanical advantage is given to us, and into, so that's going to be the input distance at 3 centimeters. All right, so let's work with that. Okay, back here, we know, let's write down our givens. All right, number 3, given, and find. Okay, my mechanical advantage was given, and it was 0.85. There's no unit on that. And my input distance, ID, I'm going to use, is 3.0, and that's centimeters. Okay? All right, now we're trying to find the output distance. Okay, how far is the wood split? And we're thinking down, not, outwards. Okay, so how far is it split? Well, we don't know that. Question mark. That's what we're trying to find. All right, now I'm going to use this equation right here, right? Just the first part of it. I got MA and ID are given, so I got to find OD. So let's write that down. MA equals ID over OD, and if I rearrange that, I'm going to multiply this over here, and I'm going to divide that over to there. So I get OD equals ID over MA. Okay? So output distance equals input distance divided by mechanical advantage. So at 3.0 centimeters over 0.85. Okay, there's no unit down here, so we're going to have centimeters in our answer. So OD equals, let's see, 3 divided by 0.85. It's going to be 3.53. And that's going to be centimeters. Okay, I'm rounding that off. All right, put a box around your answer. Leave a space and we'll go on to the next one. Okay, we've got another lovely problem here. You can look through it, see how it's worked out. Again, they've got mechanical advantage equals output force over input force, and you can write that as MA equals OF over IF. All right, that way we don't have to write out these long words. Okay, so look through that. You can see how it's solved. We're going to do number 6. A mover uses a ramp to load a crate of nails onto a truck. The crate, which must be lifted 1.4 meters from the street to the bed of the truck, is pushed along the length of the ramp. If the ramp is 4.6 meters long, and friction between the ramp and crate can be ignored, what is the mechanical advantage of the ramp? Okay, so we want to find MA, right? That's our question. This is the length of the ramp, and that's the height of the ramp. Okay? Now, mechanical advantage of a ramp is going to be the length divided by the height. Okay, we can think of this as the input distance divided by the output distance. All right, so let's go ahead and see what the mechanical advantage of it is. Okay, so let's write down our givens. It's kind of hard to get this on here, so I'll just do it. You can look at your paper. Number 6. All right, first given. Let me move this up some. Okay, we'll call it the input distance equals 4.6 meters. The output distance equals 1.4 meters. All right, what are we trying to find? We find the mechanical advantage. Okay. All right. So mechanical advantage, MA equals ID over OD. Okay, if you don't remember that, you can just look right up there. Okay, so let's just plug these values in. MA equals 4.6 meters over 1.4 meters. All right. That'll give you 3.29. I'll put it down below. Okay, remember to write what you found, MA, in this case, the equal sign, 3.29. And there's no unit, so we don't write a unit here, okay? Just put a box around your answer. Okay, that's it.